All right. This is Destination X, Episode 8 recap. I'm Rick Szabo from the show. I'm one of the contestants. And this is my wife, Sonia.
And I'm just here to interview him and then add any comments that I might have from behind the scenes.
All right.
And I'll be your worst, critic.
Why did you say that?
Yeah. This is where you get the truth behind what really happened.
She can,
Destination X.
When I say something, she actually can tell you what I mean. She can.
Exactly. I've got X-ray vision.
She knows when I'm lying. It would not have worked if you would have been on the bus. All my tells.
Yes.
Yeah. Which vein pops out? I can't tell you that in case I'm on another reality show.
But I might tell you for.
Oh, you'll have your own Patreon for all of my future
if you
competitors.
wanna know, I'll send you my address. Okay. Speaking of.
Spoiler alert! I make it through this episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going on to episode 9. The 4 dudes, the bromigos. It's gonna be a sausage fest for episode 9 and 10.
Is that a clue to the next destination?
Ooh, I dropped my sausage, and then it's only sausages at the end.
Richard.
I think I should delete that. All right,
Yes,
moving on. What was your question?
Okay, so should we start at the end? Allie went home.
Yeah.
Yeah, Allie
Okay.
went home. And you know what? I was reflecting on it. Okay, when Josh went home, everything kind of blew up and people were shocked. And there was this, whole drama. When Mac went home, it was shocking and people were very sad. Ty went home and...
Oh, yeah.
People were, actually, you didn't hug her, did you?
Well, according to Kim, right, she said Ty flipped her lid and was going crazy. So it was hard at that moment because Ty was not happy. She was upset. There was a big lie.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
Anyways.
So every exit has been dramatic in its own way, or not.
And public departures.
What do you mean by public?
Everyone knew who left, and everyone had a chance to say goodbye. This is the first exit where it was done in privacy. Absolute privacy. Some people couldn't say goodbye.
Right.
But it also opened up an opportunity for Pete and I to tell her things that we knew weren't going to come back to the bus.
Okay.
We told her about the alliance. We said, hey, by the way, we got you out, and we've been working together, knowing that she couldn't then go and tell Shane, hey, by the way, Pete and Rick are an alliance. That was our way of saying, goodbye, we played you, and you're not able to spill the beans to anybody.
Yeah. I wonder if she's surprised about that.
I don't know. The look on her face was shocking.
Yeah.
And then she went right to her confessional and said, Pete, you're a dummy for partnering up with Rick. I mean, we thought you'd have some brains and try to kick him off because he's pretty smart. But I don't think she knew that we were working together and we weren't going to backstab or betray each other.
From day one.
Yeah. Because I finally had somebody who trusted in me.
Yeah. I
finally had an ally because everybody didn't trust me. Nobody wanted to work with me. So as soon as I had one person, well, actually I had 2, I latched on and we were not going to betray each other until until we got to the end.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a good alliance.
Yeah.
To say at the beginning, we're going to take each other as far as we can go. And we all know at some point.
And we had, we were nudging each other if we're at a table. We were constantly in communication non-verbally. And that helped. I knew he had my back and I had his. I was working with Biggie, but it was never stated that we're, the ride or dies, we're going to the end. And I had that with Pete.
Cool. Yeah. So Allie goes home, and it was kind of anticlimactic in some ways because there wasn't a big farewell. She just went with that.
She kind of was whisked away by the plague doctor while Pete and I were doing our high five, big hugs, having our bromance moment there. And she just was the casualty. She was, see ya. I feel bad because Jeffrey didn't offer to have a drink with her, have anything in Venice. She was just like whisked away by scary dude.
This is sort of like an episode that isn't like any of the other episodes in this game, so it's kind of weird.
It was a complete departure from the map room, you wouldn't even see the bus in this episode.
So I guess Venice sort of calls for that because you can't have a bus on there, and you obviously know where you are. You just look around and you count 118 islands. Where am I?
Yeah. 150 bridges, and you know what? There's no roads, so the bus couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah. All right, let's actually get to my questions.
Okay.
How's your knee? I mean, your knee. How's your leg?
I haven't walked in a week.
Yeah.
I'm averaging like 150 steps a day. I took my watch and ring off because it was depressing me. I'm icing it 4 times a day using the red light. The swelling's gone way down, but I still can't put any pressure. I'm probably a couple weeks from being able to walk. Then therapy, maybe 3 months, and I'll be back to normal.
Okay. That's a long time.
Yeah. But I've got a good nurse.
And housekeeper, laundry person, personal chef, chauffeur.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bed maker.
Sorry.
Oh. Yeah. All right. So, have you ever been to Venice before?
Oh, yeah. I had been so far in this show to every single city that Destination X took us. I'd been to Venice with our family. We have a great, beautiful family photo of us on the bridge.
Yeah.
Fond memories. I mean, our kids used to run around Venice counting all the lions, all the winged lions. Like, I remember Zane had like 400 that day that he had counted. Like,
wow.
That was kind of the games the kids were playing.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Doing the shopping, So.
I'm just wondering, like, what bridge did we take a picture on? Was it the bridge from the Clue?
Oh, wouldn't that be something? No, it wasn't the bridge of size. No, it was just a random one. Yeah.
I don't know. It's that picture is hanging on our wall.
I know.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? Okay, now I'm gonna look. That'd be so funny. Have I ever been to Venice before?
So, in the first scene, I'm there with Pete and Biggie. We're on the boat going into the city, and I'm like, it's always been a dream of mine to go to Venice. Mm-hmm. Instant cut to me in a confessional going, I've been to Venice. That's one of the lies that I was playing on the bus was...
Persona.
Lies, persona. Yeah, I was living the persona of having not traveled.
Yeah. And then there was a point sort of in the halfway through the episode where you said, I'd love to take my wife here. He did. I hated it. I really did.
Why?
It's so depressing to me. Like such a beautiful place full of history that is so touristy.
Yeah.
And it was like, we got there and you said, we have to go to St. Mark's Square. I'm like, what if I don't want to? You're like, well, that's what the tourists do. Well, I'm not a tourist.
We got to go to the Indiana Jones Church.
Yeah, no.
You got to, go to the square. You got to go up the bell tower. All those things. Yeah.
It made me sad and annoyed because it was like prescribed. And then you realize everybody's following the same script. Yeah. And I mean.
The same travel guide. Mac doesn't like it either, right? She talked in depth at the last exit interview. She did not want to be in Venice.
Yeah.
I was happy that we didn't sleep on the bus.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I got to finally sleep in a hotel.
Nice.
With my own room, my own toilet. I actually got to spread out on more than just a single bunk.
Wow.
It was like a double bed or whatever the European version of slightly larger than a twin. They took away all of our TVs and telephones and clocks and all that. But we had a bed.
Yeah.
And some privacy, finally. That was nice. And no cameras. Finally, a bed with no cameras and microphones on us. We could sleep knowing that you could just turn your brain off for a little bit.
Yeah, that must have been nice. We did not stay in a hotel when we went to Venice.
It's too expensive. Way too expensive. No. In and out.
I mean, if you want to do a redo, show me around and stay.
Well, now that you said you don't want to go, you don't like Venice, maybe we'll take you somewhere
Maybe
else.
it's because I wasn't sleeping there. All right. Did you see any birds in this episode?
Pigeons, really, gulls and terns flying over. I wasn't tuned into the birds this episode because I already knew where I was. So, yeah.
Okay.
No big deal.
Let's talk about your clothes.
Where is this going? I don't know where this question. All right, my clothes.
This is how I watch reality shows. I'm like, ooh, do they have a stylist? I love it. So what were you wearing?
Oh, I was excited for this episode because I got to wear my tuxedo, my white tuxedo, which made me feel like James Bond.
Yeah.
Did you know James Bond was named after an ornithologist? Yeah. So when the creator of James Bond was trying to come up with the name of his, he remembered the book, The Birds of the West Indies, written by ornithologist James Bond. And that's the name he chose for his character. Okay. So a birder, James Bond, looking good. I was excited to wear the tux. I thought it looked pretty good. Yeah. What'd you think?
Oh, yeah. I really like that tux. And people keep on calling you like an agent or a professor or whatever. It's probably because they see you in that tux and they're all like, you should wear tuxes more often.
I think so. And you saw I got a haircut in that episode?
Yeah.
Yeah. From the first morning to the second morning.
Yeah.
They allowed us to get all cleaned up, which was necessary. It had been by 3 weeks and I was scruffy.
Wasn't your first Italian haircut?
Oh, you're right. Yeah. I got one in, I think it was Milan. No. Florence.
Yeah.
It was Florence. Yeah, it was Florence.
Like down a little alley.
Yeah, and they leaned me back and gave me the throat shave with the straight razor. I remember that. Yeah, it was Florence. Yeah. 2016.
And you're like, why can't all haircuts be this awesome? Yeah. So where did you get those clothes from? Let's go back to the clothes.
The tuxedo, bought that from a men's fashion store in Belleville, Ontario, because we were told to bring a tuxedo or
mostly used.
I would have been so mad had I bought a tuxedo.
It was like the suit rental places because, I mean, there's no fashion.
Yeah, we asked, hey, can you rent a suit for a month? And they're like, yeah, $100 a day. I'm like, that's $3,000. No. So you end up buying one. Can you imagine buying one and getting out on the first episode and you have 20 outfits that you never wear?
Yeah. Did they give you a budget for your clothes?
That came out of our pocket. Thank you. Yeah.
So we got to wear that suit again.
All right. Go to the beach tomorrow. I'm wearing the tux.
All right. And then that shirt, somebody asked you about this shirt too, for whatever reason.
The black shirt with the little flowers on it, that was from Winners.
Yes. Do they have Winners in America?
No, it's like a TJ Maxx or...
Yeah. We went and we splurged on the suit tux because he needed it. And then we were like, okay, budget blown. We're going to Winners, and we probably spent like $50.
And you even saw like I was wearing black tennis shoes with like a white trim. They were like vinyl. They were fancy, but actually didn't look good with this tux.
Oh, you
noticed
didn't
that
have
last
nice
night.
Shoes?
No,
I didn't know.
I wish I had better shoes. But
yeah,
keeping those like the suit like wrinkle free for 3 weeks while we were traveling around in a bus, not easy. Not easy. So yeah, they gave us like an hour to steam.
Okay. And who was your stylist?
Sonya's my stylist.
Well, not exactly. I just shop with him, but you did get a style guide.
Yeah.
And
I had to try on all the clothes, take a photo, send it over, and they had to approve everything.
Right.
We tried just laying them out on a bed. Nope. You have to be wearing every single shorts, t-shirts, like for running clothes or your suit, all of it had to be pre-approved.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember when we went to that suit store and we were they were pretty good with it, but they're like, what are you looking for? And we were like, actually here's a PDF booklet of what we're looking for. And they're like, okay. And then so we had to pick out all of these different outfits, and then I had to take pictures of Rick in them as he's trying them on, and then he'd WhatsApp them to people actually in England for approval.
Yeah.
And once they approved, then we could buy them.
It must have been a weird shopping experience for them. Yeah.
But they were great. They did not like look at us weird. They played along really well. Okay. So Venice.
Yeah.
Did you eat any good Venetian food there?
Oh, we had biscotti and Aperol Spritz. We had amazing cappuccinos. I finally got real authentic coffee.
Oh.
Like I was able to actually buy a coffee from a coffee shop. Like hadn't had that up until this point.
Oh.
Yeah. And we ate food at the one night in the lobby of the hotel. And they went and got us gelato. I thought that was nice.
Aw.
Yeah. I like gelato.
What flavor?
I got, hold on, what was it? Was it dulce de leche?
Ooh,
Something like that? Yeah, I like the caramel.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into it. All right. That mask challenge. So you're in a gondola, you're floating around. It's you, Biggie, and Pete.
Yeah.
The three of you.
It's like Allie and Shane had their own date and all in Venice. They had their own boat together. They had their own gondola together.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the hotel situation was, but like they were together. And it was the dudes on team 2.
By the way, have I ever been on a gondola?
They're like $285 for a 15-minute ride.
Or was it like $400? I don't know. I remember
it was crazy money. Euros. That was
Yes.
euros. It was expensive. I'm like,
so no. When we took the kids,
No.
So that's the other thing about Venice. You think, oh, the one thing you're going to do at the very least is go on a gondola. No.
And like they have gondola permits that are like passed down from generation to generation. So like you have to have an authentic gondola. It's like a taxi in New York City. Like it's hard to get a taxi. That's why they can charge so much. It's rare to have that license.
Okay, so you're floating right on a gondola.
Yeah.
And you know that you're going to see 10 masked people along the way. Yeah. And you had this little story memorization.
Goofy Gary. Yeah, so sorry, was there a question?
Go for it.
So we didn't know what the game was going to be at the end, just that we had to memorize and remember these 10 masks.
Right.
So not only did I have to remember all 10, I remembered them in order because I thought I was going to have to put them all in order at the end.
Yeah.
Not just remember 2 out of the 10.
Yeah.
So I had names and a story for all 10 and what side of the boat they were on. Were they on a bridge? Were they in an alleyway?
Sheesh.
Like I had memorized the whole experience.
It's almost like a map challenge, and that's what you were thinking. Like maybe you had to place each mask.
And also like
map.
if you've ever seen the other the European versions of Destination X, their challenge was they had to know in Venice where they were. Because they also had a Venice day.
Like a map day.
Yeah. And like it was like place your X in Venice where you are. So like I was also trying to kind of build a map in my head of where in Venice I was. Mm-hmm. That's why if you saw at the Aperol Spritz, I did not take any alcohol. As much as I had wanted a drink finally, I was thirsty. I didn't touch the alcohol. Allie, I think, downed 2 Aperol Spritzes, and I'm like, girl, that might impact your memory. But so I was memorizing everything. And then at the end of the challenge, they had to set up all the cameras. So we waited over an hour waiting to do the part 2. And that's where it gets in your head because now you've memorized it and you're running the story over and over again in your head while they're setting up part 2. It took like an hour. And like that's where it's like short-term memory goes to long-term memory. It was hard. I hated that. I was just like, don't talk to me, don't look at me. I'm just regurgitating the whole story. Hard.
Yeah.
But we all did it.
So Goofy Gary, what did he look like in your memory?
Oh, so like there was like a couple gestures, and so you had to memorize how many points. Yeah. Some were 7 points, some were 5 points, right? And the color. Mm-hmm. So when I would think of Goofy Gary, I knew in my head it was all white because there's a guy I know that's Gary back home who's a white guy, and he's kind of chubby.
Tracks.
That's right. And he's got a goofy grin.
Gary.
He's got a goofy grin. So I'm like, Goofy Gary I can picture what Gary looks like.
Yeah.
And he's got a goofy grin. And I knew the color and the hat. Yeah. So sorry, Gary.
Yeah. So. Or you're welcome. Or like now you're famous. Or.
But I had names for all the characters. And some of them were very inappropriate. And some of to remember where they were and what position they were in, I had built a graphic novel in my head.
Yeah.
And the cameraman afterwards asked me, hey, can you tell me the story that you had created? I'm like, nope. This is not one of those shows.
Oh, I remember telling you to do that.
You gave me that tip. She's like, you want a memory trick? Here's how you do it. You build the mansion in your head, right? Yeah. You go from room to room and put the characters in your story. That's what I did. It worked. Thank you.
Allie revealed that she had aphantasia.
Yeah.
Does she?
She told that story all the time.
Okay.
I believe it. No, yeah. It wasn't just something that came up at the end.
Yeah. Well, that came up for the first time in the show. And do you think that affected her game?
So I don't know what she does to compensate for that.
Yeah.
So for the listeners at home, what it is like when we can close our eyes and we can see pictures, we can see a map, we can visualize our route through Europe. She can't. When she closes her eyes, it's just black. And there's words. So she has to, I hope I'm explaining this right, Allie. So she has to memorize the words because she can't see the pictures in her brain.
Yeah.
I thought that was, I think that was going to hurt her game. And I thought she was going to struggle because of that. And maybe that's someone not to make a close alliance with if she is going to be struggling with visualizing where we are because you have nothing but what's in your head when you can't see outside. So I constantly had been building a map of where we were and where we were going to go. Mm-hmm. If you don't have those skills, that's hard.
Right. So she revealed a disadvantage to you at the beginning of the bus, and that actually made you decide not to pair up with her.
I don't think that was the deciding factor, but it was just, one of the factors of what makes Allie Allie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any disadvantages that you did not tell anybody?
Disadvantages? Oh, disadvantages. I can be awkward at times.
I think that might have come out.
Oh yeah, I didn't have to tell anybody that. Disadvantages? Like what were you having? What you have in mind?
I have nothing in mind, but come on.
I had a lot of advantages that I was hiding.
Yes.
So disadvantages? No.
You cry a lot.
I cry a lot.
That's not.
I missed home, but maybe I think that endeared me to Peter and Janae.
That's nice.
Nothing I said about home and family life was ever falsified. No, all that was true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just didn't tell everything.
So I did tell the story that we struggled with our restaurant because of COVID and took on a lot of loans. This is true in Canada. There was not the handout that they had in the U.S. for COVID. So if you want to stay in business, you would take on loans, and lots of them. And so when we exited COVID, we had a surmounting debt that we needed to pay off. So we sold the restaurant. We did sell it for way less than what we had into it. And so we had all these loans still to pay off. So we did sell our home leading up to the game for a couple reasons. One, downsizing, but also we wanted to pay off all these COVID loans. So we did sell our home to pay off all this debt. So I had told people this in the bus. It was a true story. That wasn't something I had made up for people to feel sorry for me. We didn't lose our restaurant. We sold the restaurant. I never said we lost it. I said we sold it. In the game, I still own the restaurant.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait a second.
Yeah. So in the game, I never said we had sold the restaurant. I said we had taken on a lot of debt. Mm-hmm. And we sold our home to pay off that debt, which is true.
Right.
It's true.
Right.
Yeah.
But they thought you currently, or at that time?
At the time, my persona was I still own a restaurant. Mm-hmm. And you were home working at the restaurant. And I was feeling sad and guilty for having left you to do the restaurant by yourself. In reality, you were home studying for a bar exam.
Right.
I did not tell everybody that you were going to be a lawyer.
Right.
Because that's not part of the story. The story is you and I own a restaurant together.
Yeah. So I guess you're the kind of player where your advantages could be a disadvantage in making alliances, so you kept your advantages quiet.
Yeah. I didn't tell anybody I was a bird watcher.
Yeah.
I didn't tell anybody I was a content creator.
Yeah.
Because that's like, well, what are you a content creator for, then that leads you down the path of
Right.
I'm a bird watcher. I'm not a restaurateur. So a lot of those things, it's the persona I was playing.
Okay. All right. So the Dagger challenge.
Yeah.
So that was the challenge where you each had 3 daggers, and you each had a turn to put the daggers on other players' napkins, personalized napkins.
You can see the cricket cutouts.
I was looking at those and I don't know, this is what I always think about. Like, oh, somebody cricketed those and ironed them on. It was cute.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah. Yeah, and even the eye masks, I saw like hot glue sticking out of one of them.
They were literally just our black face masks, not the goggles, but with
like sleeping masks.
A sleeping mask with the glue. You couldn't see anything, and they had pumped in loud music, so you couldn't hear anybody walking around. Yeah.
Cool. What kind of music?
I think it was the same music that you heard on the show. It was like that. It was kind of like operatic, tense, or yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Spooky.
That's smart. Yep. It wasn't like heavy metal or
no. Yeah. You can hear it. That's why I can say it, because you can hear it.
Okay. So the Dagger challenge. So you each had 3.
Yeah.
Break this down for me, because I have a feeling that when there is numbers involved and this is going through your mind.
This morning, I built a spreadsheet.
I knew it. I knew it.
And I went through each player, where they put their daggers, and at the end of each round, who had the most daggers, and then what the next person saw, and all the options that they could have done. What surprised me was Peter.
Yeah.
Like, we're actively recruiting Biggie.
Yes.
And the first thing he does is puts 2 daggers on Biggie. What are you doing?
What was he doing?
What are you doing? I have no idea. It still doesn't make sense to me. Put the daggers on Shane and Allie.
On the power couple.
That's what we had talked about.
Just put them all on Shane. Wouldn't it be so cool? Shane takes his mask off and there's 6.
Yeah.
There's 9. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
We all knew that Biggie was in the middle and was probably going to receive the least amount of daggers. So those were wasted daggers. Biggie should have had 0 daggers on his napkin.
Yeah.
0. And then I thought for sure it was going to be Peter and I in the Lost Souls plus one of the other 3.
Right.
So I thought it was going to be Shane.
Yeah.
It should have been Shane. We would have had a better chance getting him out than Allie, because Allie knows the things better than Shane. But we had a more formidable foe, and it was Allie.
So I want to know more about this spreadsheet.
Okay. Yeah. The other surprise was Biggie. So what had worked was when Peter and I said, Biggie, come to our side, right? Come to the bromance. Come to the bromigos. Because you're not going to have a way to win if it's you, Shane, and Allie.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to it, and there's only 3 left, they're going to get rid of you as the third wheel. And that worked. And that convinced Biggie to place his daggers on Shane, on Allie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And Peter, he didn't put one on me, which, thanks, Biggie. Like, you had my back. That's good.
Yeah.
It's good to hear.
Okay. So back to the spreadsheet.
Okay. What do you want to know?
What the heck is this spreadsheet about?
I build spreadsheets for everything. That's just who I am. So if there's numbers involved, my brain thinks in grids and in maps. So like I had to build a spreadsheet. The only thing that would have changed was Shane would have been in the map room and not Allie. Yeah. If we could have had a 5-4-3-2-1 or a 4-4-3-2, like I had all the different combinations, and the only way for it to not have been Allie was if there wasn't a tie, because Biggie would have been at the bottom and he still would have chosen Shane. Okay. So there was a couple ways it would have worked where it wouldn't have been Allie in the Garden of Lost Souls, but no matter way we were working at it, it was going to be Peter and I.
Okay. Yeah. You know, you might actually have had one disadvantage that you didn't know about. You don't have aphantasia. You have Affixelasia.
Accelerometer.
When you close your eyes.
I see spreadsheets. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Excel and Fantasia.
We might delete that.
Yeah. Okay. So, Garden of Lost Souls.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 12 cards.
Yes.
And they all have different words on them. Did you get a chance to look at them before the game started rolling?
We got to see and look at them. Like, I kept trying to look down as Jeffrey was giving us the instructions. Yeah, and they were like, no, stop looking at the cards, Rick. You'll have a chance to look at them.
Totally done that.
Because I was just like, what are we playing? What are we playing? I got to know all the rules. I got to see all the cards.
Yeah.
But no, so we couldn't see them until it was your turn, and then you had like 30 seconds to choose one.
Okay. So on your scans, did you know your best guess? Which one if you had to guess, which one was the furthest away from Venice?
The first thing I looked at was, which ones do I know?
Yeah.
Which ones do I not know?
Yeah.
And what's the obvious furthest away?
Yeah.
Of all the ones I do know.
Yeah.
And it was an instant Emerald Isle I knew was Ireland because we had been there. We've traveled to Ireland. And it's a long ways from Venice.
Yeah.
Like you have to go all the way across up to England and then west to Ireland. Like it's a long ways.
Yeah.
So anything in Central Europe or maybe even east, like Greece, it's closer. It's closer. So it's only like Norway or Sweden would be further away, or Estonia type of places. Have you done the math?
Do you have a spreadsheet on this?
I do not. But like I had done so much prep coming up to this show. Like one of the things I did to prep was I took a blank piece of paper and I would draw Europe. I would draw Europe by heart with all the countries, and then I would fill in the countries and fill in where the capitals were. Like I can draw you France. I can draw you Estonia. I can draw you Europe. That's how much studying I had done. So I knew how far away Ireland was. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the ones I didn't know, like I assumed that the bowl one was Spain, but I'd never heard that term. Yeah. The high city being the Acropolis.
Oh yeah.
Or Eternal City.
High
city.
Is it high? Have you looked that up?
I haven't looked at that one up.
All right,
so some of those I didn't know, and I was avoiding those. That's why I chose Stonehenge, because I knew at least that was closer than Ireland.
Yeah.
So I always picked something that I knew was safer and closer than Ireland.
Have you been to Stonehenge?
I have.
Yeah. Have you been to the highest city?
I have not.
No, we haven't been to Greece. But...
No, put that on the list.
Yeah, there's a lot on the list. How about that urinating infant? Have we been there?
We had never been to Belgium. So that
I have, actually.
That's like the one country you had been to I hadn't until this trip. And then
you flew in there.
Check Belgium off the list.
Yeah, right.
I'd never seen the mannequin piss.
Huh? Oh,
the peeing statue of.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah. Oh. Urinating infant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I have one last question.
Okay.
And sorry this is taking so long. Well, if you've been in here or been listening to us this whole time, I guess it's maybe not so bad.
And if you stayed this long, you're going to stay for the last question anyways. Unless it's a bad one.
No. Before the show came out, I said, whatever you do, just don't go on Reddit. And
I've stayed off Reddit.
Like most things.
I have completely stayed off Reddit.
Like most things, he doesn't listen to me. And
am I on Reddit?
Like, not typing on Reddit.
Am I lurking on Reddit?
Yes. Right after the show, like, as soon as I turn the TV off, I look over and you're like, how's that going for you?
I'm gonna get so much time back when the show's over. All my life watching YouTube recaps and Reddit commenters. They're on Reddit right now. It's going okay. Yeah, The only issue right now is a lot of people are thinking that Peter and I are getting too close and are I don't know, we're gay or we're hugging.
Okay,
and yeah.
Can you tell that story about at the end of the episode?
Just the fact that we hugged and
The rose?
oh yeah, okay, that's a good story.
Okay, this is why you stay to the end. This is a good story.
Please, I hope I don't get in trouble for this story. I don't think it's any behind the scenes, but anyways, at the end of the episode, the filming, we're in St. Mark's Square.
Yeah.
It's late because like our permit was like for after midnight to rent out the square, so it was super late, and it was the four of us, and we had done that walk into the square like 6 times or 7 times. Like I was tired of walking in, doing my bow, and then they have a drone shots, so we're just there waiting because the bus isn't there. We have to get whisked back to the mainland to sleep. So we're just waiting, kicking it with some of the production. And in Europe, sometimes there's like street vendors that are like trying to sell flowers. Like they'll come into the restaurants and give you a rose. Well, like someone had gotten some roses and like they gave them to the four of us to like congratulate us for being in the top 4. And at this time, we look around and there's some like looky-loos, some like fans. And what happened was some of them recognized Peter from The Bachelor. And that happens with Peter, right? He gets, Bachelor. And what had happened was Peter had just handed me the rose that he was holding. So now I had Peter's rose.
So you had 2.
Yeah. And we realized what it had just looked like. That Peter the Bachelor is handing me a rose.
And you're wearing your tux.
And I'm wearing my tux. He's wearing his. And then people recognize and they took a photo. There's cameras. And we're like, oh crap. It looks like Pete just gave Rick, like gay bachelor, his rose. We were so worried that picture was going to show up somewhere online.
Yes.
It still is out there. I'm sure of it. Of Peter handing me a rose in St. Mark's Square with my tuxedo on, filming some TV show.
Well,
I don't know if I can tell that story, but that was a good one.
Yeah, I guess the Redditors will have fun with that one. And I guess we're done because you just got a text.
I'm getting texts. Hold on.
All right. So if you are watching to the end, that means you're a super fan and we love you. If you ever want to join Rick's very private Zoom watch party, send Rick a message and we'll send you the link for episode 9
next week. Yeah!
Also, put your questions, comments in the chat if you're on Patreon or in the comments below on YouTube, and
good job.
We really want to hear from you guys, so let us know. Good job.